Welcome to another edition of Deerfield. This is NearFEST 10. So we finally made it to 10. Was not here yesterday. It poured part of the time. Part of the time it was pretty good. Some of the sellers I've already talked to that were here yesterday did have a good day, but the population was down about 70%. But today looks like a very clear day, a little bit windy, but we're going to see what kind of equipment that's available today, and maybe we'll talk to a few different people. So I hope you enjoy NearFEST. NearFEST 10. Can you give me a brief summary of what it's been like?
Wet for starters on Friday. Very, very wet. And, you know, as one would expect, a kind of a low gate for Friday, but it looks as if we picked up a fair bit on Saturday. We got a lot of cars coming in this morning, between about 8 and 10.
And how's it been over how many years has it been that you've had it?
This has been 5 years. This is NearFEST number 10.
And how would you, give me a summary of the 10 in less than 60 seconds.
A summary of 10 NearFEST. Is this for regular television?
Yes, yes.
Oh dear.
No, you can say anything you want.
You know, it's actually amazingly consistent. It's a lot of the same people have been to all 10, or almost all 10. We've had some wet ones, we've had some dry ones, but we typically have around 2,000 people. They always show up, they always have a good time. I see a lot of the same stuff move from table to table to table. I think, you know, people don't sell radio stuff, they just kind of exchange it. But it's nice to see, you know, old friends move from table to table, things that you owned once.
Are you glad you took it over from Horse Traders?
Oh yes, I'm very glad that we did. I hope that the hams of New England and Eastern Canada agree that we've continued a tradition that was well worth continuing.
I sometimes wonder whether hams sometimes sit on their butts and don't come out here because they're too lazy.
Well, there's a little bit of that, and you know, we're getting older, many of us.
Right.
And there are a lot of hams who truly would love to be here and simply can't.
When you say can't, what do you mean?
Oh, they're semi-invalids.
Okay.
You know, you see enough guys here in wheelchairs or in you know, devices to help them get around, and you know there are others that are not even able to do that.
You were here? Were you here yesterday?
I certainly was.
How was it yesterday?
It was very good. If you like rain, we're very accustomed to it here at Horse Traders. It rains every time. We expect it.
Since you were inside, how was your business inside?
Business inside was fairly good. Very comfortable. I'm mostly an exhibitor. I'm not selling anything, but just a lot of junk. But my company, Unadilla Antennas, back there, is doing very well.
What can you tell me about Unadilla?
Unadilla. Unadilla is a 52-year-old amateur radio products manufacturer. Manufacturing balance, traps, coaxial connectors. Now
this is NearFEST 10. Can you give me a bit of background of what you've been doing have you come to all 10 of them?
Oh yeah.
And
weather-wise, this wasn't the worst. Last October was the worst. But this was certainly reminiscent of it.
Okay. Do you both sell together?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we sold 2 things to the diehards, and hoping to sell a lot more today.
And over the 10 years, can you give me any special remembrances you have over the 10 years?
For 10 years here, I think the 1 or 2 days that it was brilliant sunshine, we actually got to sit down in the sun and get a little bit of a suntan. As far as putting a date on those, you can't do it anymore.
How do you feel about having it at all? Are you glad it's here?
It's the camaraderie of everybody here. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's time well
spent. Can you tell me a little bit about Fred or the background thereof?
Well, it all started when Brent W1IA and myself were down around, I don't know, 38, 70 or so. And this slop bucket station fired up right on top, saying he had a net. And we had to move. It's like, well, screw you. So I put my Blockbuster Linear on and hammered it. Brent wound his rig up. and we proceeded to work Fred over. And from that point on, it's been a constant, stupid battle. More fun, or shall we say more fun than humans should be allowed to have in ham radio. What can I say?
Didn't Fred used to be around the frequencies that you are on now?
Yep, he insisted on entrenching himself on 3873. But he kept getting beat up, so now he's down around 38, I don't know, 42, and he keeps getting beat up down there too. I haven't listened. I got better things in my life to do than just listen to a bunch of slop buckets quacking away and battling each other. Unless I'm totally bored, then I'll tune them in.
Now you've kind of trademarked the burp. How do you feel about other people copying what you do?
Hey, I laugh when I hear it, but then it depends on how succinctly placed it is in the conversation.
Is there an art? Is there an art to it?
Yeah, it's like a belch is the dot on the end of an exclamation point. You know, like at the end of a comment. That is if you have belch on command.
I am the Director of Public Information for the NearFEST.
And what does that involve? What do you do?
That involves spending months before each event on the internet and so on, connecting to weekly newspapers, even the big guys, the TV stations, try to get them interested in what's happening here at NearFEST and get some publicity. This year we had some pretty good luck. Had some local newspapers pick us up, and Mr. Mike was on one of the podcasts, the Tube Group, and so we had some success. We're going to do even better come the spring. We're working on some things, a QST article. This is my 6th year, so I think so. I think I was here when the Haas traders made that shocking announcement. And then, so I come up every October. I don't make it in the spring, but I'm planning on doing it now that I'm retired.
If you can summarize this is NearFest 10, if you could summarize that, how would you?
Well, it's just such a unique festival. I mean, we travel all over the southeast of Hamfest, and we don't see the level of boat anchors and parts, and it's just very unique, I think. It rivals Dayton in the sense of what's here, what's unique, what you just don't see. From meters to ceramics to the old radios and the rest.
How has it changed from 1 to 10?
Well, I think what's happened is that it's gotten its energy. You know, every year we seem to get more and more, and I think we're seeing more people coming in from out of New England, more people traveling. I met people today from Alaska, from California. I brought 2 hams up from Florida. So
how was it yesterday?
Yesterday, you know, it was rainy. It was Friday rain, which unfortunately 2 years in a row, but it wasn't as bad as it was last year. And there were still plenty of people here. And
does that affect attendance on Saturday?
Well, I think that with the good weather today, we're hoping we'll bounce back. But it does. I mean, it has this. A lot of people want to do both days, and maybe they get frustrated. But I've run into people here that said, I got up this morning, I saw the sun, and I came out.
We're at NearFest 10, about halfway through the day, and as I've looked around, there are not a lot of people here compared to what there should be. We need you hams that did not go to NearFest to get off your fat asses, not buy your stuff on eBay, and not buy your stuff on
Craigslist.
What's that ham place that's just down the street?
HRO.
Yeah, don't buy at HRO. They didn't bother to come here. They didn't bother to come here today.
Oh, Jesus, you're getting yourself back.
So get off your fat butts and get down to NearFest, because there's a lot of stuff for sale. There'd be a lot more if you would have come here. Now I can understand why you didn't come on Friday, because it rained, it poured, and then Steve is moving this camera around. Okay. No, don't go back. I run everything. I am the boss. Okay.
I wanted to get your jacket.
Okay. NearFest is a success. The people that run it are very, very good. They know how to do things right. They have good security. So the fact that you can't get off your fat butts, I sure hope you're not doing this CQ contest bull crap today. CQ contest, CQ contest, CQ contest, CQ contest. And then lying about it by giving those 5-9 reports to everybody under the sun. So next fall, this is the fall, next spring, get your butts down here. There's plenty of fat food that you can eat when you get here. Do not ride one of these little things with wheels on them. What do you call those things? Segways, yes. Get off your butts. Don't ride a little bicycle.
Or the
Just
rascals.
walk around here, because I normally walk about 5 miles when I'm here.
I do
so
too.
do the people at NearFest a good service, or else there won't be any more NearFest if you don't get down here. Because if there's not enough people, they're going to lose money. Okay.
Hi, Bert.
What did you think about what I just said?
Very interesting, Bert.